Hello everybody, how are we? It's cold out there. Okay, say hello, say something. Get in the chat, gentlemen, so I know who I'm talking to, so I can make my presentation today. We're going to be working from the syncopation book. We're going to be doing triplet fill-ins. Do we all know what triplet fill-ins are? We're going to start with page 30. Hello? Okay, a little warm up again for about a minute and a half, 2 minutes at 160. How you doing, Joe? Where's my glasses? Oh boy. All right, do you have the syncopation book, Joe? Is this your first time here, Joe? You have the syncopation book, Joe? Good. We're on page 30. Right now, I'm just loosening up a little bit. You know the difference between straight up and down and swung? Does everybody know the difference between straight up and down and swung? We're going to be working with page 30 today from the syncopation book. So open it up and the stick control, page 5. Okay, let's start the lesson then. We're on page 30, lesson 12. Now the difference between straight up and down. When you see a sheet, or this book for example, or a chart that's given to you to play with a big band, or if you're just reading in an orchestra, You'll never see it written out as swung. You're welcome. Who's that? Evangelos? Or I'm sorry, Evan. I'll call you Evan. Uh, Straight up and down, there's a difference. When you play something straight up and down, it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So if you go to page 30, lesson 12, I'm going to take the first measure. You have an eighth note rest, an eighth note, and 3/4 notes. Now I'm going to count this eighth note counting as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and I'm going to play what's written there straight up and down. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now we're going to interpret that as swung. Now when I say swing or swung or however you want to pronounce it, you automatically go to a triplet mode. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So instead of playing 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, now I'm thinking 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Obviously the 1, 2, 3, 4 remain the downbeats. Now all the ands that you see written become the da of the triplet. So now I'm going to play the first measure. Page 30, line 1, swung. So I'm thinking triplets. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Straight up and down is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Swung, triplet mode, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now the faster you play, the tempo gets faster and faster. You don't have time to count 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So I get like a shuffle kind of feel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. So I'm going to go to line 1 now. I'm going to do the whole line with that feel. 1, 2, 3, boom. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. I'm sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now instead of me thinking straight up and down, I'm swung. It makes it a little bit better. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, I did announce that we're going to do triplet fill-ins. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to interpret that line swung. And I'm going to play what's there with my right hand only. So I'm going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. That was 2 measures. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to maintain a straight line of eighth note triplets. And I'm going to play what's there with my right hand and fill in the balance with my left hand. Now you can refer to this as a ghost note. You can refer to it as piano, as a softer sounding. So what you have is 2 different sounds. You're going to have that sound. So I'm going to do the first measure slow. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. I'm going to play the whole line at about that tempo. I'm filling in the triplet. So I'm maintaining a straight line of triplet. 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Do we all understand that, gentlemen? 1. Any questions on that interpretation? Okay, we go to line 2. I notice a bit of a delay from what I'm saying now to the way you receive it. So I just kind of like wait a little bit. Is there any questions on that particular line? Now, what I've done, I used my right hand as the lead. I'm playing what's there. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm filling in the triplets. Okay? That was with the right hand. Now I'm going to switch it. I'm going to play what's there with my left hand. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and fill it in with my right hand. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and now notice the consistency of the two different sounds. One is accented, one is non-accented. You can refer to that as a ghost note. So that's right-handed and left-handed. Now I go to line 2. I'm going to play the first measure of line 2 straight up and down. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3. The second measure, third measure. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Straight up and down. Now I'm going to take that same line and I'm going to swing it. Now, like I said, when I swing it, I just go into the triplet zone. Eighth note triplet. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and so I'm going to play what's there. I'm going to alternate the strokes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and swung. How you doing, Andrea? I was in Italy a long time ago and I got married in Venice. Okay, let's get back to the swinging part. What we're going to do here, okay, now we're going to fill in the balance of the triplet. What's written, the first measure, I'm going to play just with my right hand. 1 and 2 and 3 and you go now. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Now I'm going to fill in, okay, the balance of the triplet. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and now before I go any further, I need, if there's any questions or uncertainty, if you want me to slow that down, please, come forward and ask, and I'll do the best I can to resolve whatever issues that we have. And you guys email me. You have my email. I'll send you PDFs on a lot of stuff. That's my email, so if you want to email me, I'll send you the PDFs, the lessons. If you're going to come frequent this place every day, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I will send you the PDFs for the week. Okay? Now, what I'm doing now is, like when I do this YouTube lesson, it's a free lesson. And it's on one surface. Occasionally, I'll do a drum set application. But I usually save the drum set application for my site in the evening. my times for the evening are Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday as well. Monday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tuesday and Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And what I do is what I've taken from or explained to you on one surface, I take over and do a drum set application. So, let's go back to line 2. We're going to fill it in. We're going to use the right side. And that's how I'm going to demonstrate all of this right now with the right to the right side. The right side is playing the line. right side meaning my right hand, okay, is taking the lead. So I'm going to fill in the triplet, line 2. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Now, if there's any questions, please ask. Now, this is just one way of many ways to do these things. And I think this is a pretty cool way, you know, because I was inspired by the stick control book lessons and come to the syncopation book, and I've noticed the similarity. You know, from any book that I work on or work from, the skeletons of the stick control book are there. So actually, if I did this I could say is a line from the stick control book, but it's presented to you in a different way. Okay, line 3, straight up and down. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 excuse me. Now I'm going to fill in the triplets. Line 3. I'm going to do it slow. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 Do we understand that? Take it up a little bit. Line 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? We understand it, gentlemen? Gentlemen, pick out a line that you think is going to be a little confusing to you from that page. Page 30. There's 12 lines. Pick a line you want me to demonstrate. Throw me a number. No numbers coming at me. Can you hear me? Hello? I need a request. 1 through 12. That's the triplet fill-ins. And we're going to go to the stick control book as well with the fill-ins. But before I go to the stick control book, I want to do something else with this particular page. Now, this is actually for your drum set application. I'm going to do eighth note triplets with my left hand constantly, like 1, 2, 3, no accent, just one sound. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 and what I'm going to do is I'm going to read the page down with my right hand on another voice. Say on my floor tom-tom while I'm doing triplets. So here we go. 1, 2, line 1 and down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. 2. 3. I was up to the second measure. Take up a little bit. 1, 2. Line 1. 1, 2. 3, 4, 1. So on and so forth. Gentlemen, no requests? Okay. Let's all go over to the stick control book, page 5. There's a little bit more interpretation on page 5. The line is presented to you on line 1, page 5. The sticking pattern is just alternating strokes, straight up and down. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, we're going to play the line swung. Now remember, we're going to the triplet mode. We're playing one. We're thinking 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and we're eliminating the and of the triplet. And what we see, all the ands become the da of the triplet. So now I do the first measure, line 1, stick control book, syncopated, or not syncopated, but swung. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then I eliminate the lefts and just play the rights. But I'm thinking triplet. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and now I'm going to fill in the triplet. Line 1, 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and line 2. Sticking sequence and straight up and down, line 2. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now I swing that. Now remember to go to triplets. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and eliminate the lefts, and I have 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and filling in the triplets. 1 and 2. I'm sorry. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and Okay, so what I like to do with that particular one, and I'll use the metronome here. Let's take a tempo. I'm still a little tight, so we'll go maybe to 100. We're going to fill in the triplet. 1, 2, that's 100. 3, 4. Line 1, and then to line 2. One more. 1, line 2. Back. Back. Do you all understand that interpretation, gentlemen? Hello? Do we understand that? Line 1 and line 2 up a little bit. Let's go up a little faster. 2, 3, 4. No questions. The accents on the left, that's the reverse. Is that what you're talking about? If I did, I'm using the accents with the right hand right now. That's how I'm doing that. That's line 1. But I can reverse that. I can go to line 1 and eliminate the rights, and that gives me the lefts. So the lefts would be on the does on line 1. 1 and the, 2 and the, 3 and the, 4 and the. And I fill in the balance of the triplet. Is that what you're talking about there, Andrea? Okay. Now there's a drum set application for all this stuff. And this stuff really sounds really, really nice and very musical on the drum set. Using 2 voices, the bass drum 1, 2, 3, 4, hi-hat 2 and 4, heel and toe. And it sounds really nice and musical. And you could actually play melodies as well. The rhythmic formation of the melody, rather. You know, like Blue Monk, da-ba-doo-bing, da-ba-doo-bing, dum-ba-dum-ba-da-ba-da. You can play the first line filling in the triplets on the drum set, and you're playing the melody line. Just a whole lot of nice things. What I do is I transfer all of that stuff to, instead of me playing, for example, on the one surface, this, I'll do a substitution. And instead of using the right hand, I'll use the bass drum as the primary note. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then play it against the jazz time. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Line 2. And you can't really hear that here, except if it's on the bass drum. I mean, on the drum set. So you're all invited to come and check it out. It's all free until sometime in January. Okay? Come over and hang out at the. Tonight it's 8:30 p.m. and tomorrow night it's 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, if you're in Italy, that's a 7-hour difference. That would be 2 o'clock in the morning. I apologize. Maybe I'll do a drum set application tomorrow here at 1 p.m. Who else is in here? Joe. Are you from the U.S., Joe? Well, you're from the U.S. Evan, where are you from, Evan? What, did the chat turn down or something? Put your chat back on. Tomorrow I wanted to do some rudiments like the 5-stroke roll, 5-stroke rough, 7-stroke roll, 7-stroke rough, 6-stroke roll, 6-stroke rough, no, 6-stroke roll, the 9, 10, 11, 13, and 15 and 17 stroke rolls on one surface. The very, very basic foundation to understand how to develop your doubles and the language of the rudiments. I don't believe in the rudiments because to me there's only 3 rudiments: singles, doubles, and flams. And you'll see what I mean. But the rudiments, it's a language. There's 40 basic rudiments, and a rudiment is a hybrid of a single, double, or a flam. We're going to do some flam taps, patty fla-flas, inverted flam taps, Swiss triplets, flam accents, radamucues, diddles. We'll take that and we'll have a PDF sheet. Andrea, email me, I'll send you some sheets. Evan, email me. And Joe, email me. And whoever else is in here that's not in the chat, email me. And I'll send you the sheets. Okay? Any questions to this point? I mean, I'm trying to give a lesson here, and it's difficult because I'm not getting any response. You're here, but you're not responding. Oof. All right. Now, you see what I'm doing with the triplet? taking this triplet, I'll run down the stick control book. I'll do the first 5 lines. I'm going to interpret the lines swung, and I'm going to eliminate the lefts and just play the rights against the triplet. Okay, 1, 2, 3, line 1, line 2, three, 4. Alright. It's hard to talk and do this stuff, believe me. Line 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, line 1, 2. So on and so forth. Do you understand that interpretation, gentlemen? Any questions on that? Okay, tomorrow I'm going to do a drum set application. It seems, the one surface. Here's why I'm doing this. Like I told you this before, I'm doing the one surface application on YouTube in the evening on the drum set. Like I said, it's free for a while. Sometime in January, I'm going to have to start charging for that night broadcast. This YouTube is going to be free forever. Okay? How does that sound, gentlemen? If you're going to frequent this platform, you're going to need the syncopation book, the stick control book, Joe Morello's Master Studies 1, Master Studies 2, and Gary Shafee book, Time Functions. And we're going to do all kinds of jazz patterns and funk patterns, do some funk development. Now, I gave a lesson a couple weeks back on turnarounds. I'm putting together a whole series of videos per line. For example, the turnarounds on line 3. We start with line 3. I'm going to I'm going to make a video with the PDF sheets on maneuvering around the drum set with the turnarounds line 3. I set it up for 2 small toms, a snare drum, and a floor tom, showing you the possibilities of how to maneuver around the drum set clockwise and counterclockwise, and how to implement that inside of a funk pattern or whatever you're going to be playing. So if you want to review, I would actually start to review, say line 3, 4, and 5. Well, line 3, 5, well, actually all of it. The first one I'm doing is line 3. Do we all understand the turnarounds from line 3 of the stick control book? Were we here for the lesson? The turnarounds, I'll explain it real quick. And if you want to just keep doing it over and over again on one surface, you have to do it on one surface in order to take it over to the drum set and maneuver it around. Do everybody here remember the turnarounds? I don't know if you guys were present. I don't know who's new or whatever. There's just been so many different people here. Okay, I'm going to explain the turnarounds real quick. And if you want to hang out with line 3 most of the time, because that's where the first video is coming, you want to do it on one surface, and then we're going to do it on, or move it around the drum set, most of the possibilities. Now, what I refer to as a turnaround, I don't know if that's the proper terminology, but that's the way I call it, a turnaround. If I'm doing alternate strokes, 16th notes, okay, single strokes, and I'm leading with the right hand and I'm accenting the downbeat 1, 2, 3, 4, I get this. 2E and 3E and 4E and 1, 2, 3, 4. Now that's a right hand lead. Now if I reversed it and say left hand lead, I start with the left hand. 1E and 2E and 3E and 4. 1, 2. Now, if I said do one measure, okay, one measure right hand lead, and then without disrupting the flow, go to the second measure, left hand lead. That's where the turnaround comes into view. So I'm going 1 E, right hand, 3 E, and now on the count of 4, I need to place a paradiddle in there so I get myself in position to hit the left hand lead without disrupting the flow. 4 E and now I'm in position now to attack the left side. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, right, right. Get in position. Now I have the whole. How you doing, Lewis? Loose. I have the whole stick control, about 5, 6, and 7 written out with the turnarounds. But I'm just explaining right now. Right hand lead. Go to the left. Now you notice there was no disruption in the flow. So if you did line 3, for example, see, R becomes a formula. R becomes the single strokes leading with the right hand. 1. That's what an R becomes. L becomes the left hand lead. Okay, so now I go to line 3. I have 2 right hand lead, 2 rights and 2 lefts, and I have 1 E and 2. Now I'm ready to start the left hand lead. 2 E and I would start working on line 3 a lot because, you know, you get it down on one surface, and we're going to do the drum set application. I just might give it a little taste of it tomorrow afternoon. I will do my drum set lesson here tomorrow afternoon at 1 p.m. and taking all of this from one surface to the drum set. But that's what I actually do in the evening. Is there any questions? How do you pronounce that? Louis? Louis? How about if I just call you Lou? I'm not very good at speaking the Spanish. I'm sorry. Now you have my email, Louis. Email me, I'll send you some sheets, PDFs. Is there any questions on anything that we've gone over so far? Maybe I should have watch you guys on YouTube and do a lesson. So I would just hang out with up to 1 through 5, for example, because I've been working on the PDFs for that, maneuvering around the drum set. I am going to make a video just on every line. Line 3, then line 4, in line 5, 6, so on and so forth. On all the possibilities to maneuver around 4 drum sets. Most of the possibilities in combinations. So it's going to be quite interesting. I will take it in a variety of tempos. I'll do the mechanics back and forth, nice and easy. And I'm going to work with the metronome, up the tempo somewhat, and then more and more and more. How does that sound, gentlemen? Yes? No? Hello? Okay, no questions. I guess there's quite a delay on this. Louis, may I call you Lou? Alright. Now, by the way, this is recorded every time I do a broadcast like this, and it's on my channel. So if you feel you'd like to, subscribe to my channel, and you will see this in about another hour. This will be up there for always, as long as YouTube is in existence. One more time, then I'm going to... Okay, Andrea, I don't speak very good Italian either, but that's good. What you want to do, just email me and I'll send you the PDFs. Okay? And then this is going to be recorded, like I said. Now, it's difficult when you're broadcasting all over the world and you have, people don't speak English. They speak German, French, Italian, Portuguese, Japanese. It's difficult. The Chinese, it's very difficult, and I understand. Unfortunately, there's not an interpreter or interpretation or translation application where you can hear me speak the way I'm talking now in Spanish or in German or in French, and I do apologize. But anyway, if there is no questions, I have to stop talking so much. I need to actually teach. And I'm being polite, and someone comes in and says hi, I say hi back. And I try to explain what this is all about. And I said, if you gentlemen, your ladies and gentlemen are going to frequent this particular channel, okay, you need to get the stick control book, the syncopation book, Joe Morello's Master Studies 1, Master Studies 2, and the Gary Shafee book, his pattern series, Time Functions. Do we all understand that? I'm going to call you Lou, Andrea, and who else was that before? It was Joe and Evan. Do we all understand that? Because now I'm going to need to sign off in about a minute. I will be back on this channel. You have those books. All right, that's the syncopation book, the stick control book, Joe Morello's Master Studies 1, Master Studies 2, Gary Shafee's pattern series, Time Functions. Do we all have those books, gentlemen? You're going to come here every Monday, Tuesday? Louis. All right, Louis. Okay. I'm going to need to sign off. Now, tomorrow, I'm going to do a drum set application. Hopefully, I can get it going on again. Okay, gentlemen. Subscribe to the channel, and it'll notify you as soon as I start streaming. But I'm streaming every day, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Then in the evening, I gave you the information already. Email me for the PDFs. Get the books that you need if you're going to frequent this platform. And we shall see you tomorrow. Okay, we're going to show you the key. There's a lot, if you're speaking of the stick control book, I have a ton of ways to do the stick control book, and I'll provide you with the PDF sheets. The Master Studies, great book, great books. The syncopation book, a whole lot of fun. We're going to have a whole lot of fun. We're going to make practicing and learning joyful, not stressful. Just remember, you need to work hard, and the whole key to learning, one of the biggest elements of learning is ask questions. You can't hide if you don't understand. If you don't understand, you're not going to go anywhere. Thank you, Louis. I try, but I need to really get into the lesson instead of me talking so much. I like to be courteous to people who are commenting and trying to answer some questions that I get. So, gentlemen, I'm going to sign off until tomorrow afternoon, 1 p.m., unless you gentlemen want to come this evening to my website. I left the address. Let me put it in there again. I won't let me advertise my website for this. I don't know why not. Come on.
I gotta go stop with the fish guy right now, and then I gotta go get Maddie.
Okay.
Because I gotta see what I'm gonna do